small, quiet town of Blackwood, nestled deep in the heart of the dense, ancient forest. A sense of dread hung in the air like a heavy shroud for generations. The locals whispered tales of the Blairwood Mansion, an abandoned estate that loomed at the outskirts of town, hidden behind a thicket. The mansion was old, its origins shrouded in mystery, but its reputation was anything but. For centuries, it was said to be cursed. The very land it sat upon tainted by dark forces. No one dared venture near it, except for a few brave souls who sought to unravel the secrets that lay within its decor. On a chilly October evening, the moon hung low in the sky, casting eerie shadows that seemed to beckon the curious and the foolish alike. A group of teenagers, thrill-seekers, emboldened by the power of youthful bravado, decided to pay the mansion a visit. They trudged through the sinister forest. The trees seemed to close in around them, their branches twisting like skeletal fingers. The ground was littered with fallen leaves that whispered secrets of forgotten terrors. In the distance, the mansion's silhouette loomed, a dark and sinister presence. Each step, a foreboding sense of unease settled over the group, but their bravado pushed them forward, curiosity mingling with fear. They crossed the threshold of the mansion's overgrown garden, their flashlights revealing the cracked and decaying facade. It groaned with age as they pushed open. Inside, the air was heavy with the scent of decay. The mansion was filled with a chilling silence, broken only by the eerie creaking of the floorboards underfoot. They moved cautiously through the darkened hallways, their flashlights cutting through the shadows like feeble weapons against the encroach. In one room they discovered a dusty, cobweb-covered piano, its keys cracked and yellowed with age. One of the teens, a budding musician, felt a strange compulsion to play it. As her fingers brushed the keys, a haunting melody filled the air, sending shivers down their spines. Who pressed on, encountering old portraits with eyes that seemed to follow their every move, and whispering voices that echoed in the hallways. Each room revealed a new horror, a new mystery. As the night wore on, their fear grew, and a palpable sense of dread clung to their every step. It wasn't until they reached the basement that the true horrors of Blairwood Mansion were unveiled. There, in the dim, flickering light, they stumbled upon a hidden chamber. Inside, ancient symbols were etched into the walls, and a grotesque altar lay at its center. On the altar, a book bound in hum. They examined the sinister book. They heard a low, guttural growl from the shadows. The room grew colder, and a sinister presence materialized before their eyes. A malevolent spirit, twisted and tormented by centuries of captivity within the mansion's cursed walls. Desperate attempt to escape, they fled the room, but the mansion seemed to close in around them. They found themselves lost in a maze of endless corridors pursued by the vengeful spirit. Panic set in, and one by one, the teenagers vanished into the darkness. Only one made it out, running blindly through the forest, the mournful wail of the mansion's ghostly inhabitants echoing in the distance. When he stumbled back into town, his hair had turned white, and his eyes were vacant, forever haunted by the terrors he had witnessed within the Blairwood Mansion. That night on, the legend of the mansion grew even darker, a chilling reminder that some horrors are best left undisturbed. The townsfolk knew to avoid it, to heed the warnings passed down through the generations. Blairwood Mansion, they whispered, was a place where the living were never truly